So this is the real struggle after making hijrah that literally no one's talking about. I've seen a few brothers actually in the past months talking about this, but we need to talk more about it. And it's um it's actually a comment we got in the community, in the hijrah community we run, from Samir here, and he said, "How can you cope up with the new environment after hijrah? What struggles one must face?" So, you like obviously in the community, there are a lot of people that like a lot of Muslims who want to make hijrah but haven't done so yet, and we're working towards it, right? And obviously, this is a concern, a fear, you know, that can come up. And honestly, I think it's more wiswas rather than a rational fear. But I think that again, when you get wiswas, the mistake many Muslims are making is just trying to ignore it, sweep it under the rug, and pretend it never existed. That's not how you deal with wiswas. If there's a seed of doubt, or if there any seed, shaitan is planting, you need to remove that seed. And there are different ways to do it. But let's talk about the struggle after hijrah. So obviously, hijrah is a beautiful thing. It's an act of worship. And it's one of the greatest acts of worship you can make as a Muslim. But let's be honest here, it's not always, a honeymoon or a walk in the park. Because everyone's talking about the hijrah, but no one tells you what comes after the move, right? You know, not the plane ticket, not the visa, not all of those things. I'm talking about what happens in your heart. And the truth is, I think the hard truth, the hard pill to swallow for many, is that hijrah is not just migrating, it's creating a new identity for yourself. Because it's not like you're just changing countries. It's like you're a little snake, right? You're shedding this old skin of yours. Um, and it's gonna hurt. You know, changing hurts. That's why a lot of people and a lot of Muslims are not changing, because it hurts too much. So let me just go through each and one of the struggles here. The first one, loneliness. This can hit harder than you expected, because when you make hijrah, you leave a lot of things behind, right? You leave your friends, your city, your routines, everything that's familiar, right? No Friday nights with familiar faces, no relatives dropping by, unless you move to a country where you have a lot of relatives. That would be a bonus. But most of the times it's just you. And, you know, the new stuff, new streets, new system, new solitude, right? Or isolation in some cases. Because even in a Muslim country, you can feel completely alone, because a lot of the Muslims there, they already have that network. Like, they're born there. It's like you in your country, it's the same for them, right? And even if Muslims are one of the most, how do you say, hospital, hospital, hospital. I don't know how you pronounce it, man. The most generous people, the most welcoming people. I need to figure out how to pronounce the word. Um, but even though they are very generous and welcoming, you can still feel lonely, right? And I think the thing you got to do here is to make sure that it's not just, like I said before, it's not just moving, it's actually changing you, like the way you are and the way you think. Like, start spending time with people, like network. And that's why I think it's so important to have, work on skills that are valuable, because if you have valuable skills, naturally you got to meet people, right? And develop hobbies. Like, I see skills as something you can monetize. um, like, if you think about, skills are for the pockets or for the wallet, while hobbies, they are more for the heart, right? uh, Especially if you have very, Islamic hobbies, Islamic hobbies, that would be cool. Islamic hobbies, you know, reading Quran with brothers or sisters, something like that, right? Something that's halal. Another thing is culture shock is very real. Um, you're probably gonna think like I remember when I made hijrah to Egypt. It was like I always say like, man, going from where I'm from, Sweden to Egypt, it was like night and day. And subhanallah, you might think this, like you might think I made hijrah to a Muslim land and I will feel at home because I'm a Muslim. But then you might see stuff you didn't expect, right? You might hear that then, but no one goes to Salah. Wait, hey, where are the Muslim? Aren't we? Bismillah. Unfortunately, not. Like, why do you think the Ummah is so weak? Like, we are weak, right? And you might see people in thobe, subhanallah. You might see people with this brother with this big beard, and one day he just scams you, or does something that really shocks you. You might see corruption, gossip, disconnection. Like, look, you're dealing with people, human beings, not angels, right? So this might make you feel lost, like not because you made the wrong move, but because your expectations were never prepared for reality. And here's the thing: if you can expect humanity from humans, much easier. Expect imperfections. Give people excuses. I believe it was Umar ibn Khattab, if I'm not mistaken, that give excuses to your brother. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. Give excuses to your brother, and if you can't find any more excuses, know that there is an excuse you're unaware of, right? Same thing here. At the end of the day, it's always going to be better to live in a Muslim country than a non-Muslim country. I promise you that. Is it going to be easier? Probably not. But our goals as Muslims is not that dunya should be easy. Then we got it all wrong, all backwards. Now, a little, what you call it, some soothing words. For introverts like me, it's kind of a weird blessing. So I'm an introvert, and I don't really care about instant friendship or huge social circles. So what I did was I leaned into skills, right? I started, I train my clients online. Um, I might find a local gym where I just do my thing and just meet people. Maybe they recognize me on social media or whatnot, and then we talk, right? No problem. I do, Quran. There was a center there in Dubai where I live, Quran center that I used to go to, especially in the beginning. And it's really great because you're gonna meet a lot of different people. Now it doesn't mean like just because you meet someone they're gonna be your friend. Like you just meet people, and whoever you click with, you find that chemistry, go for it, right? Um, and I used to sit in cafes to work, right? I didn't work in cafes. I took my computer, do my business online to work. Um, not to socialize, but sometimes it's nice, even as an introvert, just to see other people, not your own four walls, right? And get like this new scenery, you know what I mean? New set. And the truth is, it's not that you're gonna feel belonging. I don't know why this one, yeah. The truth is, it's not about belonging somewhere, or sorry, it's not about having this belonging given to you. Just because you go there, it's gonna be like someone's waiting for you at the airport. Like, here you go. Like, you have to build it. You have to build the new identity, and just look at yourself and look at. That's the beautiful thing with hijrah, by the way. It's almost like a reset button, like a true. There's people talk about Hajj, your newborn baby and stuff like that. But bro, hijrah is like it's a reset button for everything. Like, it's amazing. Um, And look, real world healing looks like this. You have gym buddies, they become your brothers. You have baristas, they start knowing your name. Like, hey, Simon, what's up? Right? Maybe, you learn the local language that way. Like, this is for those people asking, like, how I learned Arabic fluently. Obviously, I study it, but more times than not, every time I saw a person, I suspected this is, he's an Arab. Let me just see if I can practice my skills. And like, it sounds very selfish, but every relationship I was looking have like basically today, every relationship I have is I always look like what kind of skill can I develop? And it doesn't have to be this money making skill. I'm looking at like when I mean skill, I mean something beneficial. Like if you're not in a company or in a circle, friend circle that they're pushing you to become better, or like yeah, like pushing you to become better. Like what was the opposite is going to happen? They probably going to pull you down, drag you down whenever you want to push yourself, right? They might make fun of you. It's really important. And subhanAllah, this is why me and Colby, the other brother doing this thing, we created this Mahajir Mode community. Because making hijrah, like doing the actual physical thing of moving, is just half of the story. Staying grounded at the hijrah in all areas of life, like spiritually, emotionally, financially, that's the other half. And people underestimate that half so much. That's why you see a lot of these Muslims, brothers and sisters, moving back, right? And I'm going to be very straightforward here. This community, Muhajimut, is not a motivational group. You're not going to come there and be, hey, let's go. No. It's not to share reminders, hadith, or, there are a bunch of communities like that. No, it's a self-development system for Muslims like you in the West, if you live in the West, and hey, this lifestyle here in the West is not sustainable for me. It's not working out for my spirituality, for my physical health, or financially. And inside, what we do, once you join, you're gonna join something we call the tutorial mode. It's like a game, right? So tutorial, you learn the game. It's 7-day challenge. All beginners. We're gonna uncover what's really keeping you stuck, mentally, financially, spiritually. We're gonna build foundational habits that you're gonna need for hijrah, and you're gonna learn these skills that you can monetize, and also craft and build your own hijrah exit plan, built together with mentors, with coaches, with me and Colby, right? So we're gonna show you what you need, what's required, and we're gonna walk with you while you build it. So inshallah, when Allah opens that door to make the move, you're not scrambling, you're not making excuses, you're not, having this wiswas. You're ready to go and get it. Links in the bio. That's it. No, that's not it. The best part is free. That's it.